Hey guys, Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that have helped me build up a sizable portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I had a question from a subscriber regarding move-in, move-out inspections and inspection checklists. So I'm going to go through that today. I don't have an exact checklist to give you, but I'm going to talk about the high level things that you can do if you're a self-manager on things that we look for between turnovers and even periodics. So that's what we're going to cover today. Before I get into that, if you guys find this valuable, please just give us a quick like or subscribe or share it with a friend or somebody you think might glean some value from it. If you don't like it, give us some feedback. Tell me, hey, that's not right. This is, you're making a wrong point. I'm always interested to hear y'all's feedback. So appreciate you guys and appreciate any honest feedback. So let's get into this. So there's really 3 times that you're going to do an inspection on the property, or at least from what we do. We do one before a tenant moves in, and then we do one prior to renewal, and then we do one when the tenant moves out. So at the renewal, that's an occupied inspection. We're looking for a couple different things. And then we'll do that every year. Every time we offer renewal, we're going to do the periodic or the inspection. And then if they renew, we just keep renewing. And then whenever they move out, we do the move out. So if they're there for 4 or 5 years, we'll have a move in from 4 or 5 years ago, a periodic 3 or 4 or 5 years, and then the move out. So the move in and move out, I only have one whiteboard here, y'all, so you're gonna have to bear with me, but I'll talk a little bit about that and then we'll talk about the periodic. So what is the purpose of your move out inspection before I get to this? The purpose of the move out inspection, or move in and move out, is to clearly document the condition of the property beforehand, before that tenant moved in, and then after the tenant moved out. So you can clearly see when you go through, you can clearly see what's wear and tear versus damage. That's the most important thing. So we have a software. We use On-Site Pros. They're not paying me to say this, but we use On-Site Pros, or there's Happy Co through Buildium. But we have these templates that we have, or On-Site Pros has, that they go through. But I'm just going to give you generally what we look for because I can't really give you an inspection like that. I mean, it's the software, so you'd have to buy into it. But I can tell you what we do, and I can tell you something that's super easy from a self-manager's perspective that you could do to help with your move-in, move-outs. So first and foremost, what do we look for, or what do we do on the move-in, move-out inspections? So the first thing is you got to get pictures of every single room. And actually, when we use On-Site Pros, they actually set a 360 camera down, and they do a 360. So they'll set it in the middle of the room. I can pull and look at every corner. I can zoom in so I can see every square inch of that room. And they do that in every room. So you want to have clear pictures of every room of the property, inside and outside, so that you can clearly see. Again, think about this. I have to document the damage that was done above normal wear and tear. That's why you're doing this. A couple extras that we do on move in and move out. We want to make sure the air filter is in there. Sometimes we see folks who do a make ready and they did a lot of drywall work or generated a lot of dust, maybe laid some new flooring, did some cutting. That AC filter, by the time the tenant moves in, might be full. So we need to change that. We want that to be fresh when they move in so that the AC unit is taken care of and working properly, especially since we do a lot of move-ins in the summer. So check the air filter. That's an easy one. We always clean the dryer vent line. Now, you guys might be saying, what is that? Not the lint trap, but the actual exhaust vent that goes either through the roof or outside the wall. We just give that a quick cleaning. It's not expensive. Sometimes those will go straight up. Those are very, I don't want to say very dangerous. I shouldn't use that term, but those have a higher risk than just one that, your dryer is sitting in the laundry room and it goes straight out to the outside and it's got those little flaps on it. So, funny story, if those flaps break and one's open, we've had people get bird nests, birds fly in there and then create a little nest in there and it keeps them nice and warm, especially during the winter. So keep those flaps secured. Check that. But yeah, dryer vent line, dryers and dryer lint is one of the leading causes of house fires in the country. So we check that every single time. It's quick, it's easy. Just make sure it's not clogged. It's not like anything crazy, but if the tenants aren't changing their the lint traps, it will build up in that line and you could have a fire. We always check gutters and downspouts. So what are those? It's around the edge on your fascia board coming out of the roof. It collects all the water around your home, and then the downspout, so that's the gutter, the downspout actually collects the water from your gutter and pushes it away from your house. So you want to make sure all water is moving away from the property. Now, why do I have to check this every time, Cameron? Well, sometimes tenants might, mowing the grass, smash into a gutter. Or you might have leaves that build up in the gutters because it's fall now and the leaves have fallen. So you want to make sure your gutters and downspouts are clear so that when water runs off the roof and it rains, it can push water away from the foundation. So that's an easy one. We always have, during turnovers, we always caulk all the wet areas. So we go in and make sure that, around your countertop is caulked. Toilet bases are caulked. Those can be super damaging to pier and beam homes. So, you think the commode's not setting exactly right or the seal, somebody, and we've seen it a lot with kids, especially teenage boys, pissing around the base of the toilet and it gets behind there and gets underneath the sheeting and starts rotting away the floor. Or you're splashing water out of the tub and it runs over the commode and it starts rotting out the subfloor. So the toilet seal caulking, it would take somebody who knows what they're doing less than 5 minutes to seal that, to caulk it, and it's just worth its weight in gold. So showers, any wet areas, countertops, showers, vanities, all that stuff, make sure you have a fresh coat of caulking on there, wipe that all down. And then the last one is testing all the appliances. So we want to make sure that when a tenant moves in, all the appliances work. It's a new home, we don't need to test the appliances. This is no joke, we just had a tenant put in a work order for a dishwasher that wasn't working. Okay, that makes sense. What happened? I don't know. It's under warranty. This is a brand new home. Okay, cool. Let's call the warranty company. Got him out there. The water line to the dishwasher was shut. I repeat, the water line to the dishwasher was shut. That's all it took. And it was a $100 house call. So always, always, always check your appliances right before a resident moves in. That's it, y'all. Now, when I say this, I'm not getting too detailed here, but it's literally, I could tell you about everything. You take pictures of walls, baseboards, doors, flooring, ceilings, ceiling fans, switch plate covers, everything. You have to take a picture of everything. Cabinets, countertops, open the cabinets up. So these are the things we're looking for on a move-in, move-out inspection, and things that we're going to be doing to ensure that we minimize the risk of a maintenance repair coming in. If we don't change the filter and the property sits for a month and then the tenant takes another couple weeks to move in or they delay move in and it's 100 degrees outside, that AC is going to be churning with a dirty filter. It's so simple. Just check your air filter. And I'll give you one more on the move-in, move-out that we do we don't do it every time, we just do it on a new property, but know where your water shutoff and breaker box is. Cameron, why is that? Well, one, water shutoff is super, super, super important. God, I don't know why I did that, but hey, here we are. Super important because if ever in the event, of course I'm talking Texas, but this is applicable anywhere in the country, I don't care where you're at. If you have a water line burst inside the home because it got cold, tenants shut the heat off, the power went out, and there was no heat in the house. We had this happen in Houston a couple years ago and it was horrible. How are you going to tell the tenants where to shut the water off? If you don't know where the water shutoff is, how are you going to tell the tenants to do that? So take a picture of your water shutoff valve, and I've got a video somewhere up here where I walk around and show you all how to do that, or show you all how to shut that off and locate it. So find that, shut it off, or know where it's at, shut off between vacancies, but definitely know on your move in, move out where the water shutoff is, especially if you just bought the property. It's not going to move, but make sure you understand so you can tell the tenants. The second one, the breaker box. Why is that important, Cameron? Well, because I don't know how many times somebody plugs in the toaster or plugs in a waffle iron or something and it trips the breaker. They call us out, or they put it, now obviously I say call us out. They put in a request, we tell them go check the breaker box, but you know what they say? Where's the breaker box? So we have a picture that we take and we put it in the tenant file so the tenants know, oh, here's your breaker box, here's your main, Here's all the breakers. They're supposed to be aligned this way and this way. Oh, there's one that's out. Flip it back. Saves you a house call from some handyman to literally walk in and do that. So breaker box water shut off, that's a good little tip. Okay, I'm getting a little long in the tooth here, but I will just say one other thing. So for periodic, this is more detailed in your move in, move out. Periodic, I'm looking for 3 things. And I mentioned this in another video before, so maybe we'll reference that up here or here. But people, pets, and problems. 3 Ps. Are the people who are supposed to be on the lease there, or there are 30 people living in the place? Problems, water. I'm not worried about a little, scratch on the floor or a little piece of hole in a drywall. That stuff's easy to fix. But is there water leaking? Do you see water coming, stains on the ceiling? Do you see water underneath the vanities, underneath, especially, again, a pier and beam home, you got to be careful. Do you see any softness on the toilets? Anywhere where there's water, that's what you want to check. And then pets. Where, you wouldn't believe how many times we tell people we schedule with them and they still have unauthorized pets in the home. So we always check for pets. Oh my gosh, there's a cage there and a dog bowl. That's not your cousin Billy's that you don't like. It's obviously a dog. They're obvious, or unless cousin Billy is also shitting in the yard. So there's usually evidence, pet evidence. And if they're not on the lease, you want to get that taken care of. Again, for insurance purposes, I always tell tenants, if the house catches on fire and I've got to tell somebody legally who's in here or who's not, if you don't mention your pets or something and something happens, we're not going to know. And 1, it's a lease violation, but 2, I want to know so we can help. If something happens or there's a flood, again, a fire, we don't want to have to tell them that we didn't know about your dog in there and the dog get burned up. So, or kids or anything. So we always want to make sure we have people and the pets. We know who's on the lease and how many things, and furry pets and actual, humans, everything that's in there that's supposed to be, we should have that on the lease and know that. And then, like I said, that second one, the problems. Just understand, usually it's specifically about water. I'm not, obviously cleanliness, you can give them some lease violations depending upon what they do, but those are the big things I'm looking for: water, people, pets. So I hope that was helpful. That should give you guys a good indication of your move-ins, your move-outs, and then what we do at periodic. If you have any other follow-up questions, I'm happy to answer those, but I can't send lists and lists of some of these things. I mean, they're miles long of what we check. So I hope that was helpful and gives you a broad idea. If you guys need some more details, just let me know. Thanks, y'all.